Okay, it is Friday, October 9, 2015, and I'm at lunch at 901 in the EOC. I'm going to do a little demonstration on using RMS Express with Winmor digital protocol. I'm going to be transmitting using the ICOM IC7000 that exists right here in the EOC, and using the laptop that the Races team uses. I've kind of taken a scan of some of the different bands already, and it seems like 40 meters is working relatively well. I've already checked the frequency I plan on transmitting on, and we'll see if we can get a good send receive here. So I'm going to launch RMS Express on my computer, and I'm kind of driving the mouse with one hand, holding the phone with the other. But this program works a lot like an email client would work. I'm going to arrow over here and just click on new message. Something important is to make sure that I'm on the right profile. I accidentally sent a message under Dave's call sign earlier. So when you first launch the program, make sure that you're operating under the profile for your call sign. So I've got my call sign in here. The session we're going to be using is actually Winmor WinLink 2000, which Winmor for WinLink 2000 is a mode that we use on HF, which if we're on 40 meter, we're on HF. And this uses the SignalLink external sound card that we have up here. So the SignalLink is connected to the computer as well as the radio. And so I'll be operating the radio once I click on transmit right from the PC here. So I'm ready to create a message. I'm going to click on the new message here, and I've already added my email address to the address book just to save time. So I'm going to double click me from the address book here and then close it out. And subject, I'm just going to type, let's just call it Winmor test. T-E-S-T. And then you could do an attachment. You want to be real careful with that because of the limitations of the baud rate that you're going to be doing with Winmor. It is very slow. I don't know the actual baud rate. I think it's about 1200, but it's very slow. And then I'm not even going to type well, maybe I will. I'm going to set the phone down and just type a quick message in here. Test message for radio video. How about that? And I'm back on the video here. So I've typed my message. I'm ready to post it to the outbox. I'm going to click here. So what it does is that message is now setting in the outbox, ready to be transmitted through any of the different methods that I have available. So I've got my Winmor selected. I'm going to click on Open Session. Okay, so it's going to bring up this window here that we're going to look at a little more later. If you don't pay the $40 and register, you're going to get this every time. It's real easy to just click Remind Me Later. So we're going to hide that. I'm going to move this window down until we're ready to look at it more. Now, before we can start transmitting, we need to select what frequency we're going to use. I'm going to do that by clicking on the channel selection. And it asks me if I want to update and recompute propagation estimates. For the purposes of our demonstration here, I'm going to click yes. So what it's doing now is it's going out to the internet, to the WinLink database, and based on the propagation estimates, it is downloading all the different data for all these different stations that you can connect to using RMS Express. And there's a lot of different ones that'll usually take some time to go through the whole list. But what's nice is that it's eventually going to give me path reliability estimate and path quality estimate. And that's real important when I'm selecting the frequency that I want to use to transmit this message. Because if I don't know, I'm not good with propagation, so I really have no idea what bands might be better than others to use right now based on my location and the time of day. So it's going through and it is doing estimates on the best frequencies that I could use to be able to transmit this message. Now it takes some time. As you can see, it's still going through the list of all the different stations. I'm up to the V's now, so that's good. Now if you wanted to, if you didn't have internet, you could do an update table via radio. You see it grayed out right there. Be real careful with that. You've got to let it You got to have a good connection, and it's going to take some time. So you're going to want to be careful before you just click on that one. So here we go. So I can sort this. If I see red, it's not a very good reliability estimate. If it's green, it is. And you can click on this and it'll reverse the order. So right now it's the worst and now it's the best. Now I already ran a little test before, and I know that this station here, K9, oh, I can't read it quite well, K9 BBS-10 was one that I had a decent test on. So I'm going to double click on that one. I'm pretty much ready to transmit now, but I've got to make sure, oh, you know what, this isn't the frequency I used before. Let me take a look at these station lists again. Let's see. Go to Outbooks, open session. I get my pop-up again, remind me later. Channel selection. And I'm looking one for a center frequency of 7060. Maybe it's this one here. Okay, here it is. So if I look at my channel selection list, it's this station here, which is W6IDS. The frequency is 7061.500. It shows you the grid square, the hours that it's available, and the distance. So I'm going to be trying to connect to this station, which is 452 kilometers at a bearing of 164 degrees. So I'm going to select that station by double clicking. Now it's very important to note this dial frequency right here. I've got to dial that on my radio. So the frequency center is 7061, but my radio dial frequency is 7060. So I have it set there. I don't hear any traffic on the radio, so I'm going to go ahead and dim the lights here so we can see this a little better. And then I'm going to click on start. Okay, I'm going to turn the radio up so we can hear it a little better. So this is where that little screen that I dragged down before comes into play. Let's take a look at what this is doing a little bit. I'm getting quite a bit of fade right now. It's kind of fading in and out when it's transmitting. I don't know if we're actually going to get a good message here. What I'm looking for is, you see this, the little red crosshair here? I'm looking for a nice X, just like that, an X centered right in the middle of that pattern. When I'm seeing X's, I'm getting good data transfer. Right now it's pretty fuzzy, and as you're doing this, you can kind of see the status of the messages. You'll see where it captures okay, or if it's got an error, it'll tell you it has an error. Let's see. Hard to tell what it did right there. This entire process is managed by the computer, and whenever you see the red light on the radio like that, it's transmitting. So every time you see that red light, we're transmitting, and it's all managed by the computer through the signal link and talking to the radio. Okay, there you can see in the purple it says repeat. So if it doesn't get a good transmission, it's going to have to repeat. The way this works, I think, is that it sends out the data along with like a checksum to make sure that the right thing is being received. And if it's not, it goes ahead and tries to resend the frames. Well, there's a sum check fail right there. So as you can see, we're a few minutes into this. It's a real basic email, and it's taken quite a bit of time to do this. Now you can kind of see where you are in the process with your RMS Express window. We can see right there we're connected to W6IDS, and it kind of gives you a status right here. Right now we're actually sending the message. So we're at least to the point of being able to send it after all the handshaking and identification. Had a nice good X there. And lots of fade in the propagation right now. Getting some check fails. Well, station's answering again, luckily. Yeah, see, there's quite a few times here where the station's not even being heard back. The radio keeps on transmitting, trying to reestablish a connection to that station, but I'm not having a whole lot of luck. And we may have lost our ability to transmit this message here. Let's see. Yeah, it's really not answering back at all right now. We're not seeing anything in that square at all, which means it's just, oh, there we had a good answer. Well, still trying to chug away here. I still don't know if this message is going to make it or not. It's going terribly slow. You know, when you get those good solid X's in there, the message goes a lot quicker. But if you've got a weak signal, like we're trying to work through right now, it can take quite a bit of time to send even a very, very short email message. And it all depends on that signal strength. Now there we're into a frame repeat again. So weak signals, and you can hear that fade, the kind of swirling of the radio signals fading in and out. And I don't know how much longer I want to keep recording here. We're already in 12 minutes on this video. I really don't want to end this until I find out whether or not we get a good message send or whether it failed. It's still trying, that's for sure. All right, this could take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video for now. Let's see. Oh, it seems like it's making progress again. All right, getting some good acknowledges here. That's a good sound. I think we're at the end of the message here. There we go. Okay, so it's doing its end of message handshake here. And we'll take a look at what it says in just a minute. It's identifying our station. And that's it. Now it's transmitting my station right there, the CWID from KA9ZDO. And we're all done. So now, if we look at this message, complete send of message. Excuse me. End of session. Messages sent 1. Turn my radio volume down. Messages received 0. So the session was almost 6 minutes to send that very, very brief email. So I'll make another short video and show you what the email looks like. I just sent it back to myself, but that's a snapshot of what RMS Express sending an email using HF and Winmor looks like.